Hey guys, what's up? Max here. So we're gonna be discussing something, unfortunately, that we got to cover. I feel like I got to cover it, and it's a nasty thing that's still in the game. Battlegrounds ended a couple of hours ago. We just finished doing a live stream. I kind of talked about it in there just a little bit, and I didn't want to talk too much because I wanted to go in more details inside this game. And I'm sorry, inside this video here right now. And basically is the dirtiness of the cheaters and the modders and everybody else out there doing those and using them. And in the past two seasons that we've had, season one and season two, I've played those two exactly the same thing, meaning that I went through the entire season playing, worked my way into the gladiator circuit, and pushed on the beginning of the week. This season three, I tried it differently. I said, let me I don't think I did it intentionally. It just kind of seemed to have worked out this way because of scheduling, but I ended up trying to push on the final end of the week, meaning the last 3 to 4 days of this week 4 of season 3. And I because Kabam came out and said that they were monitoring the players, they're doing cleanups every twice a week. They're going to be obviously now we're going to be waiting for maybe a couple of days, 3 to 4 days, maybe a week for them to like look into who was modding, who was cheating, who was in playing legitly in Battlegrounds and ban and remove those accounts from the leaderboards and from getting those rewards and possibly banning them or possibly not. Okay. And that is one thing I want to cover here right now is the fact that Kabam, unfortunately, doesn't want to share. Well, in one way, I get why they don't want to share that information with us because it shames that player, and a lot of us want to say, "Hey, no, that's what we want to see." Shame them because they need to be blasted and known that hey, this player cheats, so that he or she cannot just go everywhere inside the game and it's just accepted, right? Because but they can easily change their name and just become somebody else, right? But Kabam still doesn't agree on publicly shaming this player or this account. They don't want to do that. But the thing is that we are now seeing some of the accounts that were modding in season one come into season three and come back modding and doing the exact same thing they were doing season one. And why is it that they're doing it on the final days of the week, on the final days of the entire meta, the final days of season three, week four? Why are they pushing on the final days? And I'm sharing this information with you guys because on the final days that I decided to push, I ran into so many modders, into so many accounts that actually look legit, like meaning it had 3.5, 3.7 million hero rating accounts that actually were modding on the final days of Battlegrounds. And it wasn't like a mod where, oh, I'm a KO you in like 20 seconds or 10 seconds. No, it was one of those mods that I'm using recoil, I'm using the mastery setup that I should be taking damage. I'm probably spamming specials because it's ideal for this meta with root, right? And at the end of the match, I ended the match with 98% health. How is that even possible? And they finished the fights in like 45 to 55 seconds. So they didn't want to be like bluntly out there doing it. And there's different mods, there's different ones that are being used right now at the moment, and that's the one that's actually very common right now. And these accounts, guys, these accounts are, like I said, fairly nice looking accounts. They're accounts with multiple rank fours, not just one or two, or you're like, oh, that's a modder because it's got 5 stars in the roster. No, it's got like a good amount of rank threes, a good amount of rank fours, but they decide to mod on the final push of the season 3. And I think a lot of that is being done because they feel they need to do it to be able to push into the top in the higher rankings for the rewards, because the rewards are so good, they're so tempting, they're so the highest best rewards right now in the game that consistently come out there every month. I feel like that's why we're seeing these people actually do this. And basically, I would appreciate, and I'm sure with a lot of other people, maybe not let the players be known. I mean, we can pull. There's other uh, miners, data miners out there that pull this information and just make it publicly known who are the ones that are getting banned. But if Kabam can do a little bit more of a harder hammer on these accounts, um, if they can just hold them from playing for a season, an entire season, meaning that is an entire month of not playing the game, if they can just say, hey, you know what, you've been caught and you got caught multiple times, or this is your first time, you're gonna not be able to play the season 4, that's coming up. And hopefully you learn your lesson. You're gonna be out of season 4 completely. You are probably welcome to come back for season 5. And if we catch you doing the same thing on season 5, then you're gonna be completely out of the game. I'm looking for some kind of punishment towards what they're doing to other players, to me, to my account that I'm trying to progress up with other legit players that are trying to fight each other. And I get it, mistakes are made, no one can play perfectly, and that's why I feel like I'd be so happy losing because of the constant mistakes that I make. I slip on a parry, I slip on a dex, I don't launch my special at the right time, I didn't land or finish the combo in the best possible way to open that champion up to retaliate so they can launch a special. Mistakes and things and tricks of how to play battlegrounds with certain champions come with practice, and if I don't have those, but eventually I do, I get that I progress and get better. But if I keep fighting these accounts that mod and cheat and just are gonna beat me regardless, if I learn how to do these tricks, I mean, I can probably get away with beating them sometimes depending on the matchup, but for the most part they're gonna be winning. And Kabam really does something because they are monitoring, they are gonna be doing some cleanup right now, but doesn't do it so much to like say you're completely out of the game or you're going to be like taken away and you're not going to be able to play Battlegrounds for an entire month. And one way they can do this, because you can think and like there's another side of this, and you can say, hey, Max, well, Kabam is looking out for making money. And if they ban that account for an entire month, they're going to lose a source of income revenue because that account actually still does pay. Because again, guys, we're seeing, and I'm not going to put people on blast right now. This is not the point of me putting these accounts on blast, the ones that I was going up against. Um, um, and we're seeing these accounts with fairly nice accounts, cheating on the final days. What I think would be a great feature if Kabam can do this is to completely block out that game mode in their account. So for now, like you can see my account right now, you don't see Battlegrounds, right? And the reason why you don't see Battlegrounds, you don't see Eternity of Pain, is because those features, those game modes are gone. They're no longer existing in the game. But if Kabam can just block out the Battlegrounds from those players and say, hey, you know what, because here's a notification, because you cheated and got caught using foul gameplay, we're going to block season 4 from your account. And hopefully you'll learn your lesson, or maybe reword it in a nicer way and say, we're looking for you to play season 5 and we're going to keep an eye on you. And if you decide to use foul play again, we will be terminating or banning your account completely from Battlegrounds. So that doesn't allow the same players that we saw in season 1, some of season 2, come and show their face on season 3, on the final stretch of season 3, and just really just hammer the regular players or ultimate players that are trying to push at the final minute. That's just happened to be my situation. It wasn't the same for season 1 and season 2. Season 1, season 2, I ended up in Celestial 5, 4. No, I'm sorry, Celestial 5 or 6, and ended up not playing the final days because I was like, I don't want to lose or risk my rating. I'm not going to play on the final 3 days. And sure enough, I missed what everybody else was going through, fighting a bunch of modders, trying to work their way up against cheaters. And so it was a lot more difficult, a lot more disheartening, a lot of sadness and anger because you're pushing, you're trying to win, you think you're going to win, and you lose because you're just going up against a player or that's using mods that you just cannot beat. So, um, I guess there's got to be a different way of playing it right now. For me, I'm gonna go a different strategy for season 4 for sure, 100%. I'm not gonna wait for the last day to be able to try to push. That's just I'm gonna do what I did season 1 and season 2. But this message is to let Kabam know maybe they can implement this one feature that I'm kind of suggesting here is to ban that specific player, not from the game completely, because we need them to log in. We need them to still play. Maybe they need to learn a lesson and just, hey, you know what? 1 month without Battlegrounds in your account. Hopefully that teaches you the lesson and you can learn, hey, you can't have fun in that specific account modding. And if you get caught again, maybe it's going to be a permanent Battlegrounds ban. So you're not banning the player from buying offers, from buying anything in game, but from removing them from Battlegrounds. But guys, leave it in the comments and let me know your suggestions and what you think. Were you trying to push on the final days like myself and find yourself going up against a lot of cheaters? Did you notice that a lot of the cheaters had fairly nice accounts, not the most obvious ones with 5-star rosters, 2-star rosters, and taking your champion out in 10 seconds, but actually having a fairly good amount of rank 3s and 4s and using mods? I think, again, from what I've seen too, without saying too much and I guess exposing people here, is a lot of people don't think Kabam's going to do much. And unfortunately, if Kabam doesn't do much, then it's going to result in promoting using these mods more common, and ultimately it does kill that competitive game mode in this game. So hopefully we see some results, some harder actions, heavier hammers from Kabam when it comes to the community that uses mods in this game. But for now, leave it in the comments, guys. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Peace.